Look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river. No matter what, it all happens right here. At the Port of New Orleans, your working river. About your Port of New Orleans, visit portnola.com. Yeah, right, lessons. Yeah. Already. See, I don't know if, unless you're a Jersey kid in Tulane, they're going to wear the little Adidas flip-flops and shorts and a t-shirt if it's Florida. A little too windy and cool for, shorts and a t-shirt. 63 degrees, feels like mid-50s with the wind. Really nice outside. Sunny, super nice weather. Windy out there, breezy. Tomorrow morning, it'll be around 45 in the AM, but we'll heat up pretty quickly, 67 by tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, Sunday, nice sunny. Good weather, 50s, 60s, 70s over the weekend. Maybe some rain on Monday. I'm Margaret Orr. There's your forecast. That's it. You were expecting a talk radio program? They told me to do this weather thing, 60 seconds, and then Miss Beaches says we're going to run a calibration tone to set some equipment levels till 6 p.m. That's till 6, straight through. It is a ratings winner, by the way. All right, we got a good one lined up for you. 3 weeks from today, French Quarter Fest. 4 weeks from today, Round 1 Zurich Classic. I think it was a long shot. I was just kind of hoping that the PGA Zurich would work out something with Tiger Woods and his son Charlie, where they could be a team and come play. Could you imagine the gate at the Zurich if Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods came to play? Forget about even making the cut for the weekend. That would be just insane lanyap gravy extra and a low percentage. But just the Thursday and Friday would be off the charts. And not to be a jerk, but it's for charity. 4 kids could jack up the entrance fee for Tiger and Charlie. It'd actually be lower for the 3rd and 4th round if they didn't make the cut. That would be crazy. Anyway, that's not going to happen. Tiger Woods has a Achilles injury. 3 weeks from today, French Quarter Fest. 4 weeks from today, Round 1 Zurich Classic. 5 weeks from today, Weekend 1 Jazz Fest. 6 weeks from today, Weekend 2 Jazz Fest. Wow. Got a lot coming our way in 3 weeks, and then it's a month straight of a big party. Hopefully, the weather we got right now is not going to hold out. In 6 weeks, it's going to be 10 degrees warmer, but hopefully we get some 60s and 70s, and the 80s stay away. Hopefully, it's a possibility. We've seen it before, maybe once a decade or so. We can hope and pray. Hey, Safety Inspector Randy Farrell accused of bribing New Orleans Mayor Cantrell. He pleads no contest in a very similar Jefferson Parish case. Basically bribing folks in permitting to get folks that shouldn't get a permit allowed to work on a job site. In New Orleans, the bribe to Cantrell was allegedly tickets to Saints games and the like, maybe a phone, restaurant, check taken care of, that type of thing. And then it was to push the mayor to fire a higher up in permitting that was sort of messing with Randy Farrell's fiefdom of crooked behavior. And Cantrell fired that person. Hey, the Irish Channel Parade rescheduled. They'll do it a week from this Sunday. Irish Channel Parade. You go down to Tracy's for that. You go down to Tracy's for Major League Baseball. You go to Tracy's for Tulane, LSU, whatever you want to check out. Tracy's in the Garden District, right there on Magazine. Caddy corner from that Bromart. Magazine at Pleasant. That's between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in a newer, bigger, better location. Tons of flat screen TVs and food you actually want to eat at a sports bar. Isn't that refreshing? Magazine Pleasant. Legendary Tracy's. Check it out. They had a great Irish St. Patrick's Day parade day for the original schedule, even with no parade. You know they're going to kick butt and take names a week from this Sunday, March 29th. Great place to check out St. Patty's Day on Magazine Street, right in the middle of the parade route at Tracy's. Fry Smoked Meats. Miss Peaches, have you been to Fry over there in Mid-City off of, kind of behind by that Winn-Dixie sort of over there? They're shutting down. I know. I know. I say no like you, but I haven't been in a year. I haven't been in maybe a year and a half. They're shutting it down at the end of the month. You got to stay proactive on these old restaurants. You know, you always think the Brightsons, the Clancy's, the Irene's, the Le Petit Grocer, all these are going to always be around, and they really do well. So, I mean, but I haven't been in Fry Meats in a year and a half. I don't know if they're packed or not. I don't know if they're shutting down because they're not packed. I have no idea.
So much barbecue in New Orleans.
Well, there isn't a lot, but there used to be none. It used to be the Joint. And before the Joint, there was just sort of these, BS sort of franchise things that weren't all that great. But yeah, we were void of barbecue. And then the Joint opened up in the Bywater, and it was wow, we have real barbecue. And the Joint's pretty good. And then we got Fry. And then we got over there by St. John the Baptist, the church with the golden steeple on Calliope on the Punch Train Expressway at Rampart in Central City. Okay. You got Central City Barbecue right there. Rampart at Calliope, right off the Punch Train Expressway. And then Blue Oak on Carrollton.
Yeah, Blue Oak.
I guess that's it. Carrollton at Dumaine across from Pandora Snowball by Toops Meadery. Anyway, no, you're right. Not like a dozen barbecue joints. Maybe a half dozen. Fry, you know what they did really well? These little cubed pork belly that they fried. It was a little appetizer. So I guess I'm going to go to Fry before the months. Yep. The ribs were good, as I recall. What else did I get? The little nuggets, those little fried pork belly appetizer. That was good. Some kind of bourbon barbecue sauce or something. Miss Peaches, about all barbecue joints, by golly.
What's that?
The barbecue sauce isn't hot. Not spicy. I want it hot out of the pot. I don't want some ketchup container squirting the room temperature barbecue sauce on my hot
like it out the bottle.
No, because it takes it down the temperature, and it's just I'm eating this cold barbecue sauce on hot meat. I want hot barbecue sauce on hot meat.
Good point.
Now they're telling me to end the program. Weather and the barbecue comments. That's it. Out. We're done. See you, New Orleans, tomorrow. Fantasy Friday. Have a great afternoon. The Boston Celtics were sold, Miss Peaches. You almost had them. Miss Peaches had a bid of $6 billion, but they sold for $6.1 billion. So Miss Peaches just missed out. She had a little glass on, little cat eye glasses with the chain, a purse on her. She had a checkbook out. She's writing $6 billion. Almost, Miss Peaches. You're almost an NBA owner.
So close.
Gail Benson, Miss Peaches. Celtics selling for $6.1 billion. The most of any North American franchise sold. I'm sure the Cowboys are worth $1 billion. The DC franchise sold for like 6.05. So this is, 6.1 billion. Wow. What's that? 6.05 to 6.1 would be another $50 million. Wow. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. I got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Phone lines are open. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Adolph Rupp has the most SEC basketball wins. Billy Donovan's got the second most. Which SEC basketball coach has the third most wins in Southeastern Conference basketball play? I know that's an obscure question, but the answer is sort of easy and obvious. It's sort of tricky that it's so simple, I think. What the hell do I know? What? This is another Miss Peaches question. Why is New Orleans known as the Crescent City? Seriously, Miss Peaches? Why is New Orleans known as the Crescent City? 766-9480. I got an Iberville and Bienville and a few others. Corey Johnson with you.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans somewhere. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint, the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right.
Why wear the same old outfits that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Trey Yen.
Tired of Gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters and Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Come experience the in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway, across from Auction, on Airline Highway at La Smoothie King.
For game-changing innovation, Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and West End. New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
You must have had the jumbo.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Jumbo?
Sorry, I mean the gumbo liar.
I don't like that promo. I don't like that promo so much. It's 86, that one. I thought the skit was kind of funny, but I don't know. You know, Corey likes what Corey likes, Miss Peaches. What he doesn't like goes bye-bye. You should see me at restaurants. Almost walked out of one the other day. Yeah, Miss Peaches like, yeah, I guess you did. No, I ordered my entree, and I was expecting some hot bread with the olive oil, and it was getting delayed, and I was like, oh, boy. I don't want them both at the same time, and the hot bread came out. And as I was finishing it, the entree came, so I was happy. You ready for a disgusting restaurant story, Miss Peaches? Absolutely disgusting, and it involves me. Oh, boy. Well, I messed up. This place hadn't been open very long. I didn't listen to enough people. I probably listened to the wrong guy who was like, oh, go. So anyway, I went to this unnamed restaurant, and they're, only been open so long. And the guy's like, you want to sit at a table or you want to sit at the bar? I was like, I'll sit at the bar. It doesn't matter. It's for lunch. So he sits me down at the bar, and all of a sudden in front of me is like a bottle that has water in it, a cold, and there's one glass that's up, there's one glass that's down, and they're kind of farther away. And then there's a red plastic cup with water filled to the top. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I don't know are the glasses for mixed drinks or cocktails. And then this red cup's right in front of me. So I start drinking the red cup. And one thing I noticed about the red cup, I was like, boy, the ice is like melted a lot. It's not like whatever. So I'm drink out of the plastic red cup, like 75% over about 5 minutes. Then I kind of start glancing around. I'm like, everybody's drinking out of the glass. All right. So then I call a guy over. I'm like, what's this plastic cup? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, did this plastic cup come from y'all? He's like, no, it's not ours. I was like, I've been drinking out of this plastic cup because you put it right in front of me or left it in front of me where I'm sitting. And he grabs, goes, throws it away. So I'm just thinking, wow. I don't know, the AC repairman was in there. I don't know who was drinking out of that exactly. And I drank 75% of the water.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Now all I'm hoping and praying is it was a clean cup and someone, Yeah. But it's, a week or two later, and that golf ball size thing that was on my lip went away. And, I had this brown ooze dripping out of my eyes down my face. It's kind of Rudy Giuliani, the hair, but this was coming out of my eyes. And constant nose bleeding. But besides that, there wasn't any problems.
Fine. Okay.
I'm having trouble breathing lately. No problems with that. But I was like, geez, really? Just the nonchalant way. It's like, dude, how would you seat someone with a plastic cup in the spot? Just aloof, And then sitting at the bar, Miss Peaches, where you can see what's going on in the kitchen. sometimes not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
agree.
you know, I'm not some germaphobe or some freak, but when someone's mixing a salad with their hands in the stainless steel bowl and rubbing their nose and then pulling the plastic container out of the garbage can that they accidentally threw it into and then was mixing a salad again with their hands out of the stainless steel bowl, I was just like, oh boy.
I've worked as a server in a restaurant. You do not want to go in a kitchen, especially on a busy Saturday night.
Well,
no.
You don't want to go into a kitchen of a restaurant that doesn't do it right.
Sure.
A restaurant that does it right, the chicken breast falls on the black rubber mat. It goes in the garbage can. They don't shake it off and throw it in the skillet again.
Would hope.
No, the good restaurants. I mean, you can hope all you want. There's people with integrity and there's people that don't have it, and that's all you need to know about when you go into a restaurant. It's that simple. I mean, I know some restaurateurs that were like, everyone stop what you're doing. There is a fly in the kitchen. And we do not continue whatever you're doing until that fly in the kitchen is caught, is gone. Then we resume, you know, so.
You saw the Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmares, huh?
Oh, I mean, come on. I've landed on those for like 5 minutes. I mean, it's just, something. That's why fast food scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big, fast food eater to begin with, but even at, I don't worry too much like Chick-fil-A or Cane's so much, but I don't know. I don't think, I don't want to disparage. I've been to McDonald's or Burger King getting like a Coke or French fries or something,
Sure.
and people are very nice.
Yeah.
And then I've been there where you get some belligerent moron that hates their job. I mean, so, I'm sure we've all had someone else's fast food over a lifetime, over decades. Yeah, I don't want to think about it. But the big thing is just, if you're going to have a bar where the customers can see into the kitchen, you better be hyper, you better be that I'm assuming the people with high integrity are at, that I've known chefs where I've gone in there and they're putting on a show for me. It's just how they operate. The team were like, hey, Corey was in here, just some arbitrary friend. Let's put on the show for him to catch the fly or make sure things look clean. No, I've been in restaurants where things are spotless and clean, and I've been in somewhere I'm like, that's disgusting, and I'm never eating that again, or I'm not coming here anymore. No, exactly. Anyway, Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates are available. How were Iberville and Bienville connected besides being French? How were Iberville and Bienville besides being French? Give me the answer to that. And I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. 766-9480. 766-9480. Why is New Orleans known as the Crescent City? These are called Miss Peach's softball pitches. These are Miss Peach's questions. They're too easy. Why is New Orleans known as the Crescent City? Another one Miss Peach's had was, what did the K and the B stand for in K and B? In K and B, the old purple drugstore. What did the K stand for? What did the B stand for in K and B? Another softball by Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches, it's not an acronym, Lapalco or Norco, but the word stands for something. These words stand for something, but it's not like Norco is nice Oriental Railroad construction operators from Blazing Saddles. No, and that would be an acronym where every letter represents a word, essentially. This isn't the case. This is like a couple of letters might represent a word. So it's not, I don't think it's an acronym. I think an acronym has to be each letter represents a word. And in Lapalco, it's 4 words, not 6 that it represents. And 5, not 6. I think for it to be an acronym, it would have to be 6 words. And then Norco is 4, not 5. So it'd have to be, it's 4. So Norco, don't think syllables, words. No, Norco's 4, but I think it would have to be 5 words for it to be an acronym, I think. Anyway, Lapalco, what's that mean? What's that stand for? Hey, it's Johnny Lapalco. He was the founder of that area. Norco, what does Norco mean? Give me the answer to any of those, and I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Hey, every day the program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. You need a truck, a commercial truck, van, or SUV? Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. They've only been doing that. They've only been the New Orleans truck dealership for Ford for over 80 years. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Gorgeous day. Get outside, outdoor dining, drop some coals, do some grilling. It's almost a little nippy and it's going to get cooler. 63 degrees right now, but feels like 56. Sunny and nice. 63, feels 56, very windy, very breezy. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Got a lot coming your way. Maybe Will Wade in the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, McNeese and Clemson are going at it in the NCAA tournament. I text Will Wade with the, after you beat Clemson, I'll call you sometime in the 5 o'clock hour. And he gave me a thumbs up. But if you're available, and I understand if you're not. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe a little Will Wade for 5 or 10 minutes. It looks like he's going to be the next head basketball coach at NC State, going to the ACC. Will Wade's a winner. Will Wade knows how to coach. He knows how to recruit, knows how to run a program, knows how to bring in players. The NIL thing at a place like NC State, are you kidding me? Yeah, the NCAA tournament, March Madness, cranking it up to an entirely different level. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Irish Channel Parade rescheduled a week from Sunday. Get your green on. Coming right back to your phone calls when we return. 766-9480. If you're on hold, you're up next. Don't move. The neutral ground on a gorgeous Thursday.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called clean. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, that's LAITRAM.com.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victoria. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue, it is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to the Grand Victorian.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. Right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters. Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore. The world paint ain't paint. Let us do you right.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Christina joins us on the Best Bank in Harvey, brah. Or is this Harvey in Christina, Louisiana? Is this Christina in Harvey, or is this Harvey in Christina, Louisiana?
Christina.
Oh, you see how easily I could get confused on that, Christina? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on, Christina in Harvey?
Hey, I was calling to ask about Louisiana Power and Light Company.
About Lapalco?
Yeah, the name Lapalco.
Yep.
Louisiana Power and Light Company.
Christina and Harvey, you are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
I got 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse for you, Christina. Excellent work. Hang on, all right? All right, Christina, don't go anywhere because Miss Peaches is going to get some info from you, and we're going to get you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Lapalco, Louisiana Power and Light Company. Stan joins us. What up, Stan? Oh, boy, I got a bad connection. You there, Stan?
Hello?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry. How you doing, Stan?
How you doing, buddy?
Good,
So,
man.
You got to give us some tougher questions.
Yeah, I know. Those are Miss Peaches' questions. It's terrible.
Previous caller just stole my thunder, but K&B is cats and best off.
Jeez.
Everybody should know that.
Come on, Miss Peach is pathetic. I hesitantly give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate, Stan.
I mean, if nobody knows what K&B stands for, they're not from here.
You got that right. Ain't there no more. They ain't from here.
It ain't there no more.
Yep. Stan, can you hang on a second?
But as far as Crescent City, man, I can't figure that one out for the life of me.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not.
Wow, I love this. Yeah. So the easy one is K&B. If you're not from here, you have to be from here to know it, but you don't know Crescent City.
But I'm having a senior moment, man. I'm getting them more and more often. I'm guaranteed that after I get off the phone with you, it'll come to me.
Yep, I'm going to help you out. We bake the best crescent rolls anywhere. We're a food city. We bake the best crescent rolls. You buying that?
No, not yet.
Good man.
Senior moment.
It's not smart not to buy the crescent roll gimmick because that ain't the answer. Stan, hang on. You are going to remember in 1 second, right when I put you on hold, all right?
I know I will.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, you're right, Stan. Good job. Cats and best off, Miss Peaches. Cheese and Pete's. Hang on, Stan. Miss Peaches is going to get some info from you. Kevin's in New Orleans. What up, Kevin?
Not much. Answering some softball questions. I'll even do the Crescent City one.
Oh, God. Do you know a harder one just so we can leave that easy one out there?
What do you mean by a harder one? They're all
Yeah, they all are. You're right. Iberville and Bienville. How are they? How are Iberville and Bienville connected besides being French?
They were brothers.
That's correct. You are correct.
Yeah, you right.
Who was the older brother?
What do we have for her, Johnny?
Who was the older brother? One was older than the other. One was the kind of explorer. The other one was more of like a politician. Any clue?
Yeah, if they knew how many potholes were here today, they probably had found the city in another location.
Yep. Iberville was the older brother of Bienville. Iberville was more the explorer. Bienville lived to like 85. He was like New Orleans mayor a bunch of times, or governor a bunch of times. Anyway, yeah. Which softball question should I answer? I love that. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yep.
Interesting show.
Who's going to the Woodhouse? You got a girlfriend, wife, daughter, sister, mother-in-law?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Excellent. Tighten them up.
I don't know.
Tighten them up. Kevin, hang on, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. That's Kevin in New Orleans answering Miss Peach's softball questions. Good job, Christina. Good job, Stan. Good job, Kevin. Got some folks heading to the Woodhouse Day Spa. I love Stan, though. Cats and best off. How can you not know that? I don't remember Crescent City. Why is New Orleans known as the Crescent City? We bake the best Pillsbury crescent rolls anywhere. I think it's our humidity in the ovens we use. And, well, I don't mind, actually, a Pillsbury crescent roll. They're not bad. Hot out the oven with a little butter. They're okay. They're all right. 766-9480 is the number. What's that, Miss Peaches? Oh, you went and got Bradley anyway. I was moving him back till 50 after. But I'll keep him through the break and make Bradley wait like he makes me wait with this. Two seconds down, hold, and then go up in 2 seconds, all that stuff. So he makes me wait. I'm going to make him wait. How you doing, Bradley?
What's happening, Corey?
Same old stuff, brother. Sore from my stacked workout.
I like to hear it.
Yep. All right, I'm going to ask you a personal question about me. Honestly, and no BS. What do I need to do to take it up to another level? And how do you think I'm doing right now? And don't try to placate or appease me, Schneller. I'll know you're doing it.
All right. Well, the first one you're not going to like, okay? Because everyone wants like a quick magic bullet, right, or magic pill or something like that. And the reality is it just takes time, okay? So then if you want to say, okay, well, what's the second part of this? Then it's like making sure everything that you can do is tip top. So are you eating the right amount of food? Okay. Like, I think you do a good job of nutrition, Corey, but you don't actually do nutrition, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Right.
Right.
So it would be knowing exactly and how much quantities you're putting into your body and seeing what kind of reaction that gives you. Does it help with your energy levels in the gym? Does it help you feel stronger? Right? Like, all those things matter. Okay. The second thing, are you getting enough sleep? Which you probably do, but are you getting enough sleep? Checking that. And then the third thing would be is movement feels good to me. It means I'm not in type of skeletal pain, or I don't feel like I'm hurting the ligament or a tendon, and it's just my muscles burn when I do this. And if that's the case, all right, well, how much? You know, we want to push through that a little bit. Do we want to raise the bar on some of that stuff? Do we want to try to get a little bit faster on this run and just increase that intensity a little bit more?
Visiting with Bradley Sneller. We do it every single Thursday. He is with Stacked Coaching. You can check him out online, stackedcoaching.com. It's not only a gym, but I'm not trying to sound corny. It's a lifestyle. You heard him talking about nutrition. Bradley told me a long time ago, nutrition is for weight loss. Fitness is for wellness. And here's the key. You can't outwork a bad diet. You can't eat whatever you want and just expect to go to the gym and, you know, be svelte and in shape. You've got to work on both. Now, Bradley, you were saying my nutrition's okay, but follow it. What do I need to do to follow it?
So, I mean, there are a couple of different things. And again, like, as I've said, week after week after week on this show, it depends on what your goal is. Okay. So there would be two reasons where I'd say someone like you, Corey, and for those of you who haven't seen Corey's transformation over the past year, he talks about how he was a doughboy when he came in, and now he's like a lean machine, right? So then the next step for Corey would be like, all right, well, we want to increase our muscle mass, increase our, for some of you out there, toning or body composition, right? Well, in order for someone like Corey, what do you weigh, 155?
Yeah, maybe like 150. Yeah, 152.
Yeah. Okay, so someone in that range, all right? In order to, like, keep lean and gain muscle at the same time, you have to be more precise with your nutrition. So for that, it would be, we need to count your calories. We need to count your protein. We need to count your carbohydrates. We need to count your fats and make sure we have the right distribution and ratios among your macronutrients in conjunction with the amount of calories you're eating in order to maximize your efforts at the gym and get the exact outcome we want. Because when you are working with someone who is leaner, and you are lean, Corey, okay, then the next step requires even more precision, even more accuracy, more sacrifice.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I'm thinking like calories, but it's not just calories. I could be hitting the right number of calories every day, but it's too much fat or not enough protein, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be like, hey, if you're tired in the gym, maybe you're eating enough carbohydrates, right, in order to maximize your workouts. That's a big thing too. Like, look, I was supposed to work out at 11 a.m. today because of my schedule. And I kind of woke up. I wanted to sleep in. I was trying to work out at 7 a.m. because I had appointments 8 through 11, and it didn't happen. And then I was lazy. I didn't eat breakfast, and I went to the gym, and I did all my appointments. And then when I went to go work out at 11, I had zero energy to work out. So I did some kind of lame arm workout, did some abs, and then I went and did some phone appointments, ate lunch, came back to the gym, and I felt like a completely different person than I did 2 or 3 hours before that. So I was able to maximize my workout in that time frame, lift a lot more, do more reps, more sets, have more volume.
Bradley, I'm going to take a quick break. Come right back. I want to just ask you a couple more questions, just a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up, all right? StackedCoaching.com is the website. Go check it out while we're in the break. Coming right back, more with Bradley Sneller.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right.
The Lamar. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models, and it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be 32,000 square feet under roof, now open. 101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art Store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. As unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans, gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has connected the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-881 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Inn in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Inn.
Stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victoria on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line. The Grand ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LATRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Yeah, you're right. Look, I don't like talking about myself all that much, seriously, like personal things, but I'm just going to tell you, stacked coaching has changed my life for the positive. I'm not a group person. I don't go to the hunting camp with 10 dudes for 5 days or the fishing one. I'm not knocking any of that. I'm not in any clubs, not a single club. Stacked is my club. Stacked is my hunting camp, my fishing group. Stacked is my community. Never had that before in my life. No, everybody's on the same page. It's a special place. It's me telling you, I don't get sold into BS and nonsense. It's really great, and it's just some average gym that's not going to be special. You go into Stacked, and it's something ordinary. You're going to go, Corey's full of crap. My reputation's on the line. So, no, this is a special place. Bradley knows what he's talking about, runs a great gym, great community. Like I said, everybody on the same page, helping everybody reach goals, and it keeps you motivated and keeps you going back. For someone like me, that I do 10 minutes of the Stack program up myself, and I'd be like, I'm sweating, I'm done. Instead, I do another 50 minutes with a bunch of other people, and it's satisfying. So check it out, stackedcoaching.com. Bradley Snell is with us for a few more minutes. Hey, Bradley, when do you know to have carbs or protein or before a workout? You said, 11 a.m. You were like, I'm just going to do it easy because I felt flat. I didn't have the energy. Then after lunch, you go in the afternoon, you'll see if I'm ready for the workout. And you're like, man, I'm ready to kick its butt. When do you know to do, the carbs, protein, when to put calories before you go work out, what to eat or drink before you go work out?
I mean, I would say this. If anyone listening to your show, I mean, I don't know how many professional athletes are listening to your show, but if you're not a professional athlete, you really don't need to worry that much about specific timing of macronutrients and be like, oh, I'm going to take my protein exactly 20 minutes after my workout, right? Like, unless you're trying to be on like a bodybuilding stage or something like that. And really for that, again, it doesn't matter. It matters the total amount of protein in a day. And there is some scientific study or some data about how much protein your body can digest at one time. But it's really getting super granular. And the reality is your body will eventually digest that amount of protein. So we just want to get the amount in per day. So I would tell people this: you work out mid-morning, I would eat breakfast. It doesn't need to be huge, but it could be a piece of fruit, some turkey, okay? Or like you want to make like a, egg white English muffin and again, some fruit. I think you'll feel pretty good going into your workout. If you work out at 5:30, 6:30 a.m., good chance you can do it fasted. You don't need to eat anything, right? Like if you had some holdover from the night before. Again, that is dependent upon everyone. So again, like depending on the time of the day, we want to make sure we have enough energy going into our workout. And then, the rest of the day, it depends on your goal.
So until next week, I need to start writing down everything I eat every day for about 2 weeks straight?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, we could really dive in, and I could teach you how to weigh and track your food, which would give you an entirely different perspective on nutrition. But I would tell you this: it'd make you super jacked.
I'm not worried about that. You know what I told you, Bradley? I don't care to be like super jacked necessarily, but I'll take it. But the point why I don't want to be the Pillsbury Doughboy,
Well, guess what? You're so it's time to get some new goals, Corey.
No, I hear you. StackedCoaching.com. Bradley, always a pleasure, brother.
Take it easy, my man.
Bradley Sneller every Thursday, StackedCoaching.com. StackedCoaching.com. You can check out the gym. You can set up an appointment with Bradley and go see what they're all about. I'm telling you, a life changer, StackedCoaching.com. Right back to the phone lines we go, 766-9480. Logan joins us. What up, Logan?
Hey, Corey, how you doing today?
Good, man. Where are you calling from? Which neighborhood?
Mid-City.
Yeah, you right.
Mid-City.
They're closing Fry Barbecue, the Fry Smokehouse.
Yeah, my wife just told me about that. His restaurant's a tough business, a lot of competition. Different world out here.
It is. The restaurant business is brutal. It really is. But I like that place. But I was telling Miss Peaches I hadn't been in probably a year and a half. So I'm going to go before the month's out and check it out one last hurrah. But it made me think I got to be more conscious and hit some, other restaurants that, I want to remain in the city. I want them to stay.
Hey, you don't know what you got till it's gone, right?
No, exactly.
I don't know, Corey. I'm trying to recover. I'm a little traumatized from your Red Cup story at the restaurant. That didn't even happen to me.
The Red Cup story it just bummed me out. And I stayed and had lunch, but then I was like, I'm probably not going back. My buddy likes it, but I'm like, enjoy it. I sat at the bar, not at a table, and I didn't like what was going on at the kitchen. But yeah, drinking out of the plastic Red Cup that wasn't owned by the restaurant. They didn't bring it there. And I drank 75% of the contents and that. Not a good feeling.
Right. Well, not Corey. I mean, I was going to talk a little politics, and you got a good vibe with the show going today, so I'll keep it light. But was thinking more with restaurants. The other states actually, it's required by law that they have to post their health inspection score on the front door.
I like
now,
that.
I'm just wondering how do How do you think that would work down here?
No, I like that. I think New York's one of those places that does that.
Right.
No, I think that's brilliant.
But it actually says they do it out there.
No, I
So
think
was
that's
like, okay.
brilliant. I mean, I was at
Like you
Lebanon's
said.
Cafe the other day, and right in the front door it says we serve Louisiana shrimp, Gulf shrimp.
There you go.
So
There you go.
the restaurant rating would be great as far as cleanliness in the kitchen. Who would be against that? Only the dirty restaurateur, right?
Right. If you're doing it right, you got nothing to hide.
No, I think that's brilliant. Logan, thanks, brother.
You take care, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. That's Logan calling. Holla back later, Logan. Another day. I want to hear your political thoughts. Hey, it's Blue Boy barking up a storm. What, buddy? The 5 o'clock powwow was next. Let everybody know. All right. The kibble's a little dry. You'd like some wet food with the kibble later. All right. I'm working on it, buddy. I'll take care of you. Stick around, New Orleans.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generation. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngscleaning.com.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
My Situ, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ford F-150, no. Out in the USA, let's see, what about in the trucks and Ford? Nobody. Walk team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. We need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Can I have that gutter? Audubon Gutters.
Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans Premier Experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa, and now 5 area locations. Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson back at you, 5 o'clock hour. On an absolutely gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Cool and crisp. It's a beechwood aged type of day. 63 degrees, feels like 56. Can I get a yeah, you right on it? Yeah, you're right. That was Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. It's not Chalmette. Holy smokes. I have an entire show prepared for Chalmette talk. They told me it's Chalmette. Everybody just said, this is New Orleans. Woo, woo, woo. But they're telling me, Corey, you're supposed to do a Chalmette show. You can touch on Araby and Violet a little, maybe some Braithwaite, but that's it. No New Orleans talk. Wow. All right. Welcome to Chalmette, Araby, Violet, Braithwaite talk. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, Miss Peaches, can you knock out some teeth out of my mouth if we're going to do Chalmette talk? Because I got a full mouth of teeth. Jeez, we got to knock some teeth out. What do you mean the Chalmette guys got mad at that? Come on. Down at St. Bernard where life is hard, hard, hard. I'm just joking with you. I'm just jiving. I know it does take 4 Chalmatians to have a full set of teeth. 4 of them. 4 of them. Wow. Miss Peaches is leaving the studio. There's Peaches' car. Wow, she just took off the personalized plate that says Miss Peaches. She wants to have nothing. Rocky Colors, brah. And I hear you. Down in Parish. I used to go down to my cousins, check out the Jupiter Parade when I was a tot. General to go. You got Crawfish Fest down there, you know? Come on. I joke with my Chalmette friends. I like St. Bernard. Actually, that restaurant in Araby is supposed to be pretty damn good. There's like a restaurant in Araby there's a whole restaurant there that is actually worth going to Araby to dine in. Look at Mario's getting all mad. He obviously lives in Chalmette. What? Friscoville. He was on Friscoville. We nailed it. Dude lives in Araby. He's all mad. I'm bashing the parish. Yep. Wow. Angela, brah. Not Angela. Angela, dudes. Wow. Because I'm half Arab, Syrian, does that mean I'm welcome in Araby? In the olden days, it would be the opposite. Oh, boy. I'm not using a shovel. I've got a big old caterpillar machine digging the hole. I like Chalmette. That's that. Miss Peaches goes back. She has history in Chalmette. Miss Peaches' mama used to date wrestlers. And Miss Peach's friend used to date wrestlers. Her mama's friend. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. Oh boy! Miss Peach's mom knew Ted DiBiase, but dated the guy that I don't really know, like Randy Fallow or Flalo or something. I forget his name. What is it?
No, that was Leaping Lanny Toffo.
Leaping Lanny Poffo. See, I don't remember that one, Miss Peaches. That's who your mom dated, Leaping Lenny Poffo?
Savage's brother.
I don't mean to be mean, but he was just Lenny Poffo until he started dating mom, and then he became Leaping. Take that however you want. Wow.
Then he became
Wow.
genius.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened.
Wow. And then Ted DiBiase. I think Ted DiBiase's gimmick was he was loading the boot.
Yes.
Which literally he'd be like wrestling some guy, the guy would be like a little dizzy or something, and then Ted DiBiase would just start banging his boot on the ground, and the announcer would be like, "Oh my God, he's loading the boot," which doesn't mean a damn thing. And then DiBiase would kick the other guy with that loaded boot, whatever the hell that meant. There was never an explanation of like what loading the boot was, and I guarantee if Ted DiBiase was ever interviewed, he'd be like, "For me to know and you to find out," you know.
Well, then he
Loading
the
the
$1 million
boot.
man.
Yeah, the $1 million man. I saw Jim Duggan had just like a piece of balsa wood, and he like over someone said, "Oh, it's balsa wood. It's not even a 2x4." Yeah, he was, And then of course Junkyard Dog was my favorite.
Oh, he was the best.
Junkyard Dog was the best. He was my favorite.
Best.
I love Junkyard Dog. All down at the St. Bernard Civic Center. We're going full circle. We're talking Chalmette, Miss Peach. Don't give me your municipal auditorium crap. No, you're right. That was a big spot, municipal auditorium. St. Bernard, the Mid-South Wrestling loved the the old St. Bernard Civic Center. Let's see. Had I like that. I think a dude. I want to say he was from Italy, and he was like Italian. And they made him into Skandar Akbar, like the manager, and he put a turban on him, made him like he's Arab. Skandar Akbar. And he's like, "No, my name's Jimmy Francione. I'm from Chalmette, dude, just some Italian guy."
Bobby Nunez.
Wow. You know the Indian, you remember the Indian from the 70s crying over litter in America?
Yes.
We're bringing him to New Orleans full time. No, actually, he was an Italian.
Oh.
He wasn't a Native American Indian. He was Italian.
Lies. All lies.
Olive skin makes good kin, Miss. No offense, ladies, but the preference, I'll date a redhead blonde. Don't get me wrong. I fall in love with someone. They're female and nice. I'm falling in love with them. I don't care what they look like or color of hair, any of that. But my preference is the Mediterranean ladies. Yep, they tan really well. Olive skin. They can be Jewish, from Spain, Italy, North Africa, the Mediterranean over on the other side by Syria, Lebanon, Israel. I mean, anytime they go to Israel, I'm like, can you show me an ugly woman? My God. I mean, the military women in Israel, in the military, and it's not just because they're in a uniform.
And they don't age.
They do not age. Nope. I would let one of those Jewish Mossad women tase me with a taser. Did you see I guess it's smart. The sheriff's department, tasing. You got to tase the cop so the cop knows what a taser feels like. Next week, you shoot the cop so he knows what a bullet feels like. I mean, really? My God, you got to feel the taser? I guess that's smart. Just so you know, it's not going to kill him, but it's before you tase someone, know what it's like. But boy, they have two cops standing on either side of the cop because he's falling over when he gets tased. It's crazy. Miss Peaches, this was an example, this opening, of a lot of talk radio in New Orleans. There's one station I listen to, I'm like, do they prep at all or they just wing it the whole damn time? It's a wing job. It's a wing job. I'm prepped up. It's called Show Sheet, other stations. Chock full of topics. That's how we do it. Anyway, it is a Thursday afternoon. Gorgeous day. 3 weeks from today, French Quarter Festival, day 1. 3 weeks from today. 4 weeks from today, round 1 Zurich Classic. 5 weeks from today, Jazz Fest weekend number 1. 6 weeks from today, Jazz Fest weekend number 2. So it all starts 3 weeks with French Quarter Fest, then Zurich, and then 2 weeks of Jazz Fest. That's a month, 4 weeks of just party time. Hopefully the weather holds out. It ain't going to be like this. I just mean, can we keep it like in the 70s? Can we keep it low 80s? If it's going to get into the 80s, can it be like cloud cover? We don't need, the old Jazz Fest. We got the ice cube on the head, I like it when it's just cool and comfortable. Like right now, gorgeous day, get outside, outdoor dining, Lebanon's Cafe. Outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe. It's too nice. 63 degrees right now in New Orleans. Sun doesn't set till about 7:30. Lebanon's Cafe open till 9:30, 7 days a week. They open up at 11 a.m. They stay open all day long. None of that open for lunch, closed for a few hours, reopen for dinner. 11 a.m. to 9:30, 7 days a week, Lebanon's Cafe. So yummy. Lamb chop, shish kebab, Lebanon's Cafe, outdoor dining, because it's so nice. That safety inspector, Randy Farrell, accused of bribing New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell, pleads no contest in Jefferson Parish for a lot of the same problems, a lot of the same deviant criminal behavior. No, Randy Farrell accused of bribing New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell. He's going to be one of the prime witnesses when she gets indicted. I think Montano might be. When a lawyer says, don't talk, you watch Law and Order, and the lawyer's like, shut up, Jimmy. Like telling the client to be quiet because they're basically incriminating themselves. When Montano was saying, well, there are a lot of free tickets go around the city. We get these free tickets. It's like, boo, stop. Stop saying you take free tickets. And it's a perk that's expected in the city, and it's common practice, and it's business as usual. Stop. Miss Peaches robbed the bank. Mario Brothers robbed the bank. I'm going to go rob the bank. Everybody's doing it. That excuse usually doesn't work. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you. Correctamundo.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. Right here, delivering Louisiana's future. New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or on youngsdrycleaning.com. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for. Arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana, legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you.
Davey at Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Davey at insagency.com. Davey at Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Davey at insagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in tradition for over 40 years. Serving finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Come experience the best smoothie. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchise decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar complex is something called quick clean. Tires, wheel line, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Yeah, you're right. Crescent City, Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday. A gorgeous day. A little windy, cool. Nice tomorrow. We're going to wake up mid-40s. But the high is 67. Saturday and Sunday, fantastic. Saturday especially. Saturday is an out-of-control, fantastic day. We start off at 53, and the high is 74. And it's sunny as can be all day long Saturday. Can I get a yeah, you right out of you?
Yeah, you right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Man, I need just a yeah, you right, Miss Peaches. We need just a yeah, you right. Sunday, mostly sunny, like 60 to 77, so it's going to warm up a little bit. Rain on Monday, and then Tuesday through next weekend, 60s and low 70s all week. Really nice. Get out and enjoy the weather while you can. I'm not complaining about tomorrow morning being like 45. Are you kidding me? Besides killing a bunch of mosquitoes and their larvae, we're going to be in June and July in a few months. It's going to be 93 degrees, 93% humidity. Going to be like in the microwave oven. So tomorrow, 45, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to run around in just underwear, barefoot, up and down my block. Come check it out tomorrow morning. Or probably don't check that out. 45 degrees. I'm embracing it. I love when, like, the Saints or LSU, they go on the road and it's cold as hell, and the other team's got long sleeves on, and the LSU or Saints come out with like short sleeves on. Like, weather's not affecting us. It's like, no, it is. It is. The home team's got on long sleeves. I think put on long sleeves, guys. I like that mentality, but it's cold. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Safety Inspector Randy Farrell, accused of bribing Latoya Cantrell, pleads no contest to something very similar in Jefferson Parish. The Irish Channel Parade has been rescheduled March 29th, 1 week from this Sunday. Fry Smoked Meats, one of maybe a half dozen quality barbecue joints in the city. They're closing at the end of the month. No, I'm kind of guilty. This got me rethinking. I mean, I like Fry. I think it's pretty good. I like Central City Barbecue. I haven't been there in probably like a year and a half. Burnt Tips. The Blue Oak on Carrollton by, I think that's Dumaine across from Pandora Snowball. Haven't been there in like a year or two. The Joint. I haven't been to the Joint in 5 years, Miss Peaches, in Bywater. No, exactly. So no, I need to go hit these places. And then there's even like the places that, that are doing well that maybe you need to hit. You just got to these places that have been around forever, we think they're always going to be around. We take them for granted. I did. I took smoked meats for granted. And the appetizer, the little cubed pork belly appetizer is incredible. And then I thought the ribs were good. I don't know who's got like the best barbecue in town. I know it pisses me off. I mentioned it last hour, just room temperature barbecue sauce. All of them just have the little ketchup container and it's all 72 degrees. I want my barbecue sauce like smoking, like the same temperature as the meat. I never understood that. My barbecue, Corey's barbecue, we have a hot barbecue sauce. I have a very good barbecue sauce recipe, Miss Peach. Is basic. I used to go from scratch, the vinegar, and then I realized, it's almost like making ketchup. It's like, why am I going to make ketchup? I'll just use Heinz. I'm not going to say like Casey Masterpiece or these are like super high quality, but they're not bad. So I just get like the original, the plain one, like Casey Masterpiece. What's another popular brand? Bullseye or something. The original, not any honey mustard, none of that, just plain. Because it's got the basic stuff. And then I add about 50% Heinz ketchup to that. And then I add about 3/4 of a box of that light brown Domino's sugar, like way too much. And I add black pepper and cayenne, no salt, because I figure the KC Masterpiece or whatever is probably loaded with sodium. So I don't add any salt. And then I just break up all that, brown sugar and mix up the ketchup, the cayenne, the black pepper, maybe a little garlic powder, onion powder, and then let that simmer, like where it's bubbling. Like if it lands on you, it burns your damn hand because it's that brown sugar is so tacky, it holds the heat, doesn't release the heat, burns you. So you got to be careful. And then I let that go for a while. The ribs are smoking for 2 or 3 hours. And then about an hour or so before, I add some lemon juice, a lot of lemon juice, and work that in where you don't lose the thickness of the sauce, but you're adding all this lemon juice, which is just outstanding in barbecue sauce. And then the key, Miss Peach, is your meat is about 98% done. It's basically ready to eat. Then you put on the barbecue sauce. I see people like with the raw chicken with barbecue sauce. I'm like, just burning the barbecue sauce and not cooking the chicken. And then, anyway, a quick, easy one. Just some cayenne pepper, black pepper, that light brown Domino's sugar, the light brown. And then some lemon juice at the end. And just a basic KC Masterpiece. You're just jacking it up. You want to put a little onion powder, fantastic. Can't go wrong with that. You want to do the, onions in the skillet to start, even better. Anyway, that's Cooking with Corey. We changed the format 5 minutes ago. Radio changes all the time. Yep. It's just ups and downs. And someone said Cooking with Corey. And I was like, that's a great segment. It's like, no. A whole format, 24/7, Cooking with Corey. So I'm going to try to not sleep for the next week. I'll be on the air continuously, just talking different cooking things. And the great thing is I'm not a chef, and I'm just sort of a mediocre cook. And I do grilling, so it's really not going to be a substantial segment or format. Yes, I'm acknowledging it all up front. I wish I was a chef. My dad was a chef. He would do some great stuff. I'm just a cook. Oh, we got to figure out what McNeese did. I'm forgetting that. I got Will Wade on my show sheet. That's called preparation. McNeese, by the way, taking on Clemson. I could see an upset. 69-67, McNeese over Clemson. Are you kidding me? Wow. Unbelievable. What was I saying last hour? This is one you put on the bracket. You always got to pick an 11 over a 4 and a 12 over a 5. 11 over 6, 12 over 5. McNeese State, Will Wade. Both teams were 27-6 going into this. McNeese 69, Clemson 67. Unbelievable. What an upset win. Wow. Nice. Love it. We're going to take our usual 32 after break, and then we're going to try to hook up with Will Wade. That is unbelievable. You got to love that. Will Wade expected to go to NC State next. This guy's a winner. LSU should have hired him back. Instead, I don't want to dog anyone. I'm sure McMahon's a good guy. McMahon may win. McMahon may not. There was a big problem with NIL. Now they apparently have it so they can go get the players. And look at the SEC, 14 teams out of 16 in the NCAA tournament, the most of all time. Plus the top 10, like 3 or 4 SEC teams, top 20, another 3 or 4. It's obnoxious. The SEC is just dominant in men's hoops. They're kicking butt and taking names. So who didn't go? It was LSU and
South Carolina.
South Carolina, the only 2 that didn't go.
The 2 that are great at women's basketball.
Yeah,
not
no,
men's.
exactly. So everybody but LSU and South Carolina. No, McMahon has a lot of mountain to climb. And LSU sticking with them. I'm LSU. I bite the bullet, and I go get Will Wade again. Will Wade's free to go anywhere. He probably would have embraced coming back to LSU. With the NIL money, a big salary, he's going to go to NC State in the ACC against the big boys, Duke and North Carolina, Wake, and all of them, and he's going to start kicking butt and taking names in the ACC. Guaranteed. This guy can coach his ass off. He can recruit. He makes adjustments during the game. He's a fierce competitor. I like Will Wade. I'm not saying Will Wade didn't do anything wrong when he was at LSU, but I think it was all blown out of proportion. I think a lot of programs do the exact same thing. Will Wade got careless, talking to the wrong people. Will Wade shouldn't have been talking to anyone as the coach. Do like the other programs. You have a handler that handles that. But anyway, Will Wade was NIL before NIL was popular. That's all it is. He was smoking cigars before it became a trend. Anyway, we'll try to hook up with Will Wade because I texted him earlier, and maybe he'll really appreciate the text. I was like, after you beat Clemson, I'm going to get you on the program. And he's like, cool. And I was also like, I know if you're busy, you can't do it, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we're going to try to, I was about to say effort Will Wade. I hate that. I'm not going to say effort him, but we're going to try to get Will Wade on the program. And after the next break, hey, tomorrow is a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. That means Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, a culture of innovation at Latrim. And they're hiring 4 employees. They must know something. That's at Elmwood facility. A few hundred at their I-12 facility on the North Shore. East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Latrim's got you covered. For a full listing of positions available, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Miss Peaches, you see that just now? This guy's in here the first day just said Corey's crazy. He did a little thing like that, He wants to pretend, in radio that means wrap up. We're heading to a break. He wants to pretend it's that. But he crossed his eyes, and he did that. And then he pointed at me, and then looked at you, and then he's staring at him, and he go, oh, boy, he swallowed hard and realized, oh, I made a mistake. Coming right back, maybe with
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. AITRAM.com.
Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Street and Old Jefferson. Carline, Lebanon's Cafe.
Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave me at insagency.com. Dave me at Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 09. Dave me at insagency.com.
Have the best paint on the planet? Hell yeah! We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint.
I wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing. Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves the country forward for more than 125 years. NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here. To learn more about your Port of New Orleans, visit portnola.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant inside of a 100-year-old building with literally screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. You're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef doughboy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slide, Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
From 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
River, my home is over Jordan.
Wow. Hey, they don't do paint, roof, siding, or windows, but they do gutters. Audubon gutters. I got Audubon gutters to install. Not only gutters, but gutters featuring the leaf guard system on my house back in October. It was a no-brainer. I'm a New Orleans guy. New Orleans owned gutters for nearly 35 years. The Gulf South's largest, the Gulf South's most experienced gutter installation company for your home or business. AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. Safety Inspector Randy Farrell, accused of bribing New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell, pleads no contest in Jefferson Parish, essentially doing the same thing, essentially doing the exact same thing. Bribing people in permitting to get his inspectors work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors are dropping civil penalties against Farrell in exchange for him pleading it's a no contest, and he will no longer be anything to do with electrical installation or inspection, obviously. It's not an automatic admission of guilt, according to his attorneys, because state law prevents a convicted felon from holding a contractor's license or from owning a licensed contracting firm. Now, here's the weirdest part about this. At least it seems strange that in Jefferson Parish, this guy's essentially guilty. In New Orleans, we're not there yet, but there's even more. This guy bribed Latoya Cantrell allegedly with Saints tickets, premium tickets, maybe buying her a nice iPhone, $1,000 plus phone, and also, I believe, some other perks. So this guy, Randy Farrell, is potentially one of the key witnesses for the feds in their case against LaToya Cantrell. I think Montano, the CEO of the city, the CFO, the number 2, LaToya Cantrell, he could be a possible witness for the feds because he's already admitted taking things of value and it sort of said, boy, that's just regular New Orleans city business. I guarantee you an attorney would be telling him just to be quiet and stop incriminating himself. And there's about a half dozen other folks. The lady who was on the payroll, the design lady for the mayor, $300,000. How much was kicked back to the mayor? A lot of different stuff. This indictment, a lot of folks are like, why hasn't the mayor been indicted already? And are concerned about that. I'm saying it's really a line from Joe Responti. The feds work at their own speed. So all I can say is be patient. To this day, nothing's changed in my opinion. I think it is inevitable that LaToya Cantrell is indicted. And it'll be before her term is out, which is at the end of this year, essentially. The Irish Channel Parade has been rescheduled a week from this Sunday. I went down last Sunday to Metairie Road. That was pretty cool. I've been a few times before, but Argus led the way. So they had the full Argus Parade. Then they had the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Metairie Road. Very slammed. Boy, the big news of the day, pretty amazing. You got to be impressed with this cat. Will Wade, McNeese State, NCAA tournament, a 12 seed, taking on Clemson from the ACC. Clemson's a 5 seed. Both teams are 27-6. Clemson's 27-6 in the ACC play, with the ACC record included. McNeese is 27-6 playing in the Southland. Doesn't matter. NCAA tournament, the Midwest Regional first round, McNeese State 69, Clemson 67. Will Wade can coach college basketball. He's now heading, ironically, to the ACC. He'll be taking on Clemson maybe twice a year as the head coach at NC State. That appears to be his landing spot. It was sort of pathetic the way they wrote the story on ESPN that I read earlier today. It's like, when McNeese exits the tournament, he goes, when McNeese loses, it was just like, what do you mean? They might win the whole thing. And I know that the chances are ridiculously remote, but would you be saying, like, when Duke, loses, that the coach is going somewhere else, when Duke gets eliminated? No, because you have a chance to win. I just think it was sort of insulting. When the McNeese season is over, Will Wade will go to NC State. Why this negative, like the inevitable, when they get eliminated from the tournament? That writer thought Clemson was probably going to win by 10 points. Instead, Clemson gets eliminated. Major upset in the NCAA tournament. There'll be a lot more. It's March Madness for a reason. But Will Wade, I'm telling you, you could have John Calipari, you could have Rick Pitino at McNeese in Lake Charles, and they ain't winning. Not like Will Wade's winning. And I'm not saying Will Wade's a better coach. I'm just saying those guys need a little something to get it going. And they did it when they were younger at nowhere places. But Will Wade goes into Nichols, and not as a inexperienced young coach. He was at where? VCU, I think, originally.
Yep, VCU.
That was like his little move. And then I think somewhere else, too. 2 head coaching gigs before LSU, I think.
I don't remember the other one, but VCU
VCU
for sure.
and damn, I forget. I think 2, Mario, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I mean, he goes into Lake Charles, and they had like 5 wins. And he's like, we're going to, they're 5-22 or something like that. And he goes in and say, we're going to win more than 22. And they do. And they go to the NCAA tournament last year. And now, year 2, they go again, and they upset Clemson.
Got his head start at UT Chattanooga.
That was his first head coaching gig.
Mm-hmm.
Then VCU.
Mm-hmm.
Then LSU. and McNeese, and now NC State. Wow. And I'm guessing he'll pull about $3 million a year at NC State.
Yeah, the contract hasn't come out yet, the terms, but easily, yes.
Yeah, something like that.
At an ACC school, he's going to get paid.
Yep. Kim Mulkey makes 3 point something at LSU. She's the highest paid, though, in women's basketball, I believe. So, Wade should be making somewhere in that range. Even at $3 million, she's number 3 highest paid person on LSU's campus. You know who number 1 is, huh, Mario?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, come on, football coach.
Oh, Brian Kelly.
Yeah, about 11 mil.
Yeah, a lot of money to ReliaQuest Bowl.
Mulkey's 3. You know who's the second highest paid person on LSU's campus?
Jay Johnson?
See, I'm trying to help you. I said person.
Oh, person. No.
I didn't say coach.
Okay, enlighten me.
Livy Dunn.
Oh, wow.
She pulls like $4 million plus.
Now, that was a softball. I should have got
Yeah,
that
that
one.
was a good one. I was saying person.
Got you.
On LSU's campus. Yeah, coach, it's probably Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson only makes like $1 million something, though. He makes less than 50% of what Kim Mulkey makes.
Mm-hmm.
They both win a national title. Jay Johnson makes like $1 million plus. Kim Mulkey makes $3 million plus. But I would say the year LSU women won the title and LSU baseball won the national title, both programs lost money. Both programs lost money. LSU baseball occasionally will break even. They usually lose money every year. The only sports that make money at LSU, football is about 95% of everything. And basketball makes money. Men's basketball, not making the NCAA tournament, makes money because of the SEC television contract. They make money. There isn't a big TV baseball contract. And LSU they do well because they pack the box, but they also have big expenses. They lose money every year. It's kind of weird. LSU is kind of an outlier where right now, at least, I think if Will Wade was at LSU, this wouldn't be the case. But right now, at least, men's baseball, I mean, it's football first, and it's probably women's basketball, men's baseball tied right now for 2. And men's basketball would be 3rd, which is crazy. It should be football clearly number 1 always. Men's basketball far and away number 2. And then men's baseball and women's hoops could be tied for 3. But men's basketball alone in 3rd behind women's hoops and men's baseball, it's kind of an outlier. It's sort of LSU needs to correct that because of money. It's about making more money. Millions of dollars more if you have a winning men's basketball program, and it already makes a profit. All right, we got about 10 minutes left in El Programo. We're going to try to hook up with Will Wade for the final segment, so stick around for that. Keep your fingers crossed. I sent the right text earlier today. Coach, after you upset Clemson, after you beat Clemson, I'm going to try calling you. I'm on till 6, and he's like, cool. But he's also smoking a big cigar right now. 69, 67, 12 seed McNeese State upsets 5 seed Clemson of the ACC in the NCAA tournament. Will Wade, Sports Center, ESPN. Enjoy it, folks in Lake Charles. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but you'll be like 15-15 next year. And this is the high point of McNeese State basketball in the history of the program, and it'll never, ever be achieved again. Back-to-back NCAA tournaments and a victory in the NCAA tournament. I don't know if that will ever be achieved again for McNeese State. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. You'd have to hit, magic a second time by getting a Will Wade type that can do it. And then it's a stepping stone gig. Corey Johnson with you. Don't move.
Some people think paint is paint. Well, it ain't. Paint ain't paint. At Helm Paint, we only sell Benjamin Moore because it's the best paint on the planet. In the end, you'll save time, effort, and money because Benjamin Moore paints cover beautifully in less coats. So the next time you pick up a brush, remember, big box, big mistake. Because paint ain't paint. To get the best, you gotta go to Helm. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now a day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? No further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Your stay in New Orleans is something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguments. Roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's 288-8381 or online at youngsdry.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana and open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Well, we tried to hook up with Will Wade, but no success. I texted him, called him. I'll try tonight, tomorrow, text him, see if I can get him on tomorrow for a few minutes before Saturday's game. Mario, who are they playing? The winner of what?
High Point, and who did they play?
Okay, so High Point's not winning. Who's High Point playing? A real team.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
Okay, yeah. Let me know the seeding too. Are they lower than Clemson?
Yes, for sure.
Yikes. Anyway, McNeese State upsetting Clemson. McNeese State was the 12th seed out of the Southland Conference, out of Lake Charles. Clemson's out of the ACC. They're a 5 seed. Both teams are 27-6. McNeese State 69, Clemson 67. Huge upset NCAA tournament.
They're playing Purdue in the next round.
Ooh, Purdue's like what, a 3 or 4?
Purdue is a 3 seed.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. That's how it works. I remember LSU, they were the highest seed to ever go to the Final Four. They were at 11, and they beat his Dale Brown era. They beat like a 3, a 2, and a 1 or something. It was just ridiculous. It's crazy. I mean, they beat the 5 first, but then it was like 3-2-1. It's like Georgia Tech, Kentucky. It's just crazy. Anyway. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning, nothing crazy about that. They've been at it since 1940, 85 years of excellence. I'll make it short and sweet. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations. You want to experience the best dry cleaner? A New Orleans institution. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. My dry cleaner for 30 plus years. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, the big story of the day. Well, I guess it's, Safety Inspector Randy Farrell pleading no contest in Jefferson Parish for very similar crimes he committed in New Orleans. This is the guy accused of bribing Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Actually, having the mayor fire someone in New Orleans' permitting office that was hindering Randy Farrell's deviant criminal behavior in New Orleans. Randy Farrell could be a key witness for the feds in their inevitable indictment of New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell. And I do still think it's inevitable. I know a lot of you are like, why hasn't it happened already? Be patient. Be patient. Now, that would be the big story until Will Wade and McNeese upset Clemson. And this isn't a sports talk show. I get Brett Martell on Monday for about 10 minutes, Martell Monday. Tomorrow I'll get Fletcher Mackel on for about 10 or 15 minutes. Hell, we talk food and a bunch of New Orleans stuff. And then squeeze in some Saints Pels. But we'll be talking about Will Wade, LSU. I don't like dogging McMahon. I'm not dogging McMahon. Just LSU is one of 16 SEC teams. 14 made the tournament. LSU didn't this year. They're sticking with McMahon. Maybe he ends up being a winner. He'll have NIL money. Maybe he'll be a winner. I think the closest thing to a guarantee of winning at LSU basketball is Will Wade being rehired as the coach. But it's too late. He's going to NC State. LSU wasn't even thinking about Will Wade. And I don't think Will Wade would have gone to Tulane with like an NC State job out there. But he might have gone to LSU over NC State. You never know. Maybe not. Maybe be like, man, NC State close to where I'm from, ACC, Duke and North Carolina. This is incredible. Maybe that was the overwhelming thing. Maybe he's like, man, I loved LSU. I love Louisiana, and I want to stay here. Who knows? What was he like? 102 and 55 at LSU, something obnoxious like that, winning like 2 out of every 3 at LSU, 2 out of 3 all the time. NCAA tournament, like 4 out of 5 years he was there. Guy made great adjustments during the game, great adjustments at halftime, could recruit, can coach, know basketball X's and O's, defense, offense. The guy's a winner. NC State is going to be a problem for Duke and North Carolina. If you're Duke and North Carolina, you're like, oh my God, Will Wade's coming. You're not pooping in your pants. But reality, you should maybe go invest in some Depends, because this guy is going to come in there and dominate at NC State. I'm not saying dominate the ACC. It's going to dominate at NC State. They're going to be very successful. They're going to have 20-plus wins every year. They're going to be contending for the ACC every year. Big upset. I love it. 12-seed McNeese ousts 5-seed Clemson. Will Wade, the Cowboys from Lake Charles, advancing in the NCAA tournament. Their most likely candidate, most likely opponent will be Saturday against Purdue, a 3-seed. I wouldn't count Will Wade out against Purdue. They just beat 5-seed Clemson. Although Purdue will be, perked up. They won't be like taking McNeese for granted. Hey, you looking for somewhere tonight for dinner? How about outdoor dining at Katie's in Mid-City? Little too windy, little too cold for you? Go inside. They got the second floor as well. Iberville, corner Tallahassee, as New Orleans as it gets. Big portions, great for sharing. Katie's in Mid-City, yummy. Tomorrow, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Of course, Michael Hecht will join us from Greater New Orleans Inc. James Beard award-winning chef Frank Brightson will join us from his restaurant tomorrow. Love talking food with Frank. Hoping more crawfish items are on the menu. Already got the crawfish and corn soup. I want that crawfish etouffee. I'm hoping that's on the menu. I get Frank on tomorrow. Crawfish etouffee's on the menu. I know what I'm doing tomorrow night for dinner. At the very least, a to-go order of that killer crawfish etouffee. Yeah, and a little sports talk with Fletcher Mackel tomorrow. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. What's that, Blue Boy? You like Mario? You don't even know Mario, buddy.
Good boy.
Good boy, Blue Boy. What? Miss Peaches is fantastic. Miss Peaches fed you a pork chop and 4 eggs yesterday? What the hell? Corey Johnson with what? Miss Peaches gave you a cigarette.
We're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.